Back at Campbell Field, Phil Casper along with studio engineer Bernie Fansella. Our statistician, Steve Squires. Appreciate all those stats coming in from Steve. And Sean McDonald joining me, Rocky Downing. A little bit behind Clay Center Tiger baseball as we're just about ready to go. Starting this time for the Tigers, it'll be Jake Ferguson in right field, Dylan Swihart in center, Dylan Moon at third base. Logan McDonald will be at first. Keegan McDonald will be at second. Keegan Brownell in left field. Will Rosenau at short. Skylar Merritt will be on the mound for the Tigers. Brady Glaves will be your DH, and Eli Schnee behind the plate. It will be Cope on the mound for the Abilene Cowboys. He will lead things off, followed by Taplin and Hawker. Again, Clay Center wins Game 1, 10-0 in an 8-run fourth for the Tigers. They go to 8-1 on the season. Abilene looking for that first win, and we are ready to go. Getting a little ahead now of Clay Center Lady Tiger softball as Tiger baseball closes out that first one in 5. Skylar Merritt on the mound. He's pitched 12 innings, faced 54 batters, struck out 21. Merritt's first pitch in for strike one. And Will Rosenau, no-hit shutout. 10 strikeouts in that first game. There's one fouled back as Cope late on that. The lefty hits it out over the Tiger dugout. Merritt set to go, 0-2. Pitch in, there's a curveball. Slow roller to short, and Will Rosenau can't handle it. As it gets by, the shortstop took a nasty hop. Sean and Will waited on that, and probably better served to go after that one. It was slow coming at him anyway.
Yeah, if you wait on Campbell Field to bite you, it'll bite you. You got to go attack the baseball. That's the only way you're going to make a good, solid play on it.
So Cope will reach with an error. That'll bring up Taplin as Merritt goes over to first and lets Cope know he's there. Merritt's got a pretty good move to first base.
He does. He's got a nice curveball. About the same velocity as the pitcher from Abilene as far as the fastball, maybe a little bit harder, but the curveball is his money pitch. He really has a nice curve.
First one misses low and in, ball one. Second one, there's one off the handle of the bat. Rosenau charging, tries to barehand, goes to first base for one. Nice play by Will Rosenau after that error. He's not going to get caught again.
Very nice play.
As he makes that play over to first base for one, he barehanded it to go over to Logan.
Yeah, he made that look pretty routine, and that's a really tough play.
That's a very tough play. You can see a shortstop do that, and as soon as he started coming down with that hand, I thought, oh, no. But Will made it look pretty easy. That's going to bring up Hawker, who's playing second base. First one swung on and missed. And Merritt's, I think, got really good command of his pitches. Now that one misses on the outside corner. Umpires have switched. This ump not going to give that call, apparently. Eli Schnee wants to go out and talk to Skylar Merritt. Apparently, maybe not quite on the same page. You see that happen sometimes between catchers and pitchers.
Yeah, Eli's a real complete catcher in that way. He's not going to sit back and wait for it to cure itself. He'll go out and get it resolved.
The count goes 1-1, one out. Cope's on second base. Pitch in, strike two, so whatever he said, he got resolved.
Yeah, just that easy.
And Eli's very good at that. You're right. He's going to not let it fester. He's going to go out and fix it right now. 1-2 pitch now from Merritt. And that is strike three, and that is a great curveball, and there's what you were talking about, Sean.
Yeah, he froze him, and the one thing about Skylar is that is his out pitch. If he's got two strikes on you, you're in a bad place because the curveball is going to eat you, and he's got a good one.
So that's going to bring up Keener. Caught the first game. He'll catch this second game for the Cowboys. Pitch to Keener. That misses out.
This is the kid in the lineup that scares me the most. He swung the bat pretty well the first game.
He swung it extremely well. You talked about him his first time up, and he makes good contact. 1-0 pitch to Keener. That's going to be fouled back. He's not a bad catcher.
Nope.
Not a great arm into second base, but he's really good at the plate.
Yep. Strong guy. He's not frailly built. He's a pretty good-sized guy.
1-1 now to Keener. That one swung on and missed, and that is a massive cut.
Well, and that was 15 miles an hour slower than the fastball we just threw him.
So 1-2. We'll see what Merritt does this time. With 2 down, 1 runner on. Pitch from Merritt on the way. A slow curve, and he just hammers that thing home, and that is strike number 3. Midway through the first, no runs in Abilene's half. Clay Center due up when we come back.
Get cracking with an internet upgrade from Twin Valley that's exactly right for you. Your Nest is chirping with activity. Family members are tweeting as well as streaming, gaming, chatting, networking, searching, shopping, emailing, messaging, blogging, reading, watching, posting, and conferencing more than ever before. You need high speed, high quality internet service to keep up with the demand. Spring into action and upgrade your home's internet plan. Call Twin Valley at 800-515-3311.
Well, a good first half of the first inning for the Tigers. 4 batters faced by Merritt, 2 strikeouts, no damage. That's going to bring up Jake Ferguson, Dylan Swihart, and Dylan Moon to get things started in the bottom of the first. Let's send you up to Rocky Downing.
You bet, Flip. Here, the Lady Tigers are underway. Turner Alderson of Abilene led off the game with a single to left field. She is now at second base after a sacrifice bunt by Riley Volkman. It brings up Macy Debenham with Emily Burt in the hole. Edwards pitching in game number 2 as well as she did game number 1. She had 9 strikeouts in game 1 and would pitch the shutout 4-0. She pitched last night, remember, at Southeast Saline. Actually, in both games, she had 16 Ks in game 1 and finished, I think, with 20 strikeouts for the day. Here's a pop-up on the infield in foul territory, and Gracie Fief has it. And so now 2 down with the runner at second base. So Alderson led off with a single, now stands at second. Emily Bird, who is pitching game 2 for the Cowgirls, comes to the plate here with 2 down and a runner at second base in Turner Alderson. So the pop-out handled by Gracie Fief. Edwards looks in. Bird stands on that right side. Pitch comes home. It's down in the dirt, 1-0. Runner way off at second. Rosa now looks her back. The sacrifice bunt then moved Alderson to second base. She rounded second, and Lexi Livey made a great throw to second. It was a bang-bang play. The umpire right on top of it said a right-handed slid underneath the tag into the base, so she was safe. There's a swing and a miss, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 away and a runner at second base. Again, we're in the top half of the first inning, game number 2. Lady Tigers won game 1 4-0. They're about to go to the bottom of 1 at Tiger Baseball as Edwards moves in with a 1-1 pitch. Popped up, foul territory, straight back and up and over the press box. You can hear it pound on top of the roof here where we sit at beautiful Tiger Softball Complex. A great facility they put together here up by the high school. Just north of the CCCHS track. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Edwards. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 3, and that ends the first half of the inning. So they'll strand a runner off a leadoff single at second base through 1/2 inning. No score. Let's go back to Flip.
All right, Rock, thanks. Jake Ferguson leading off, 1-2 count now as Jake steps in. 1-2 pitch to Jake, misses low. Jake just, I don't know, Sean, Jake doesn't look real comfortable in the box.
Well, he had a shoulder injury back in the fall.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And it's never really healed up, and he's playing through it. His dad was talking to me last night. He said, it doesn't bother him unless he misses. And, of course, Joe's response was,
exactly,
don't miss. But, in reality, he needs to get a little time off and get that thing healed up.
2-2 pitch misses outside, so count will go full to Jake Ferguson. 3-2 pitch misses inside. Oh, it's going to be a called strike 3.
Tough pitch.
That was tough.
But, 2 strikes, like we've talked before. Can't leave it in the hands of the umpire.
Absolutely not. And again, both of these umpires have been very consistent. They obviously work together. They like the outside and inside corners. They like them low, but they're very consistent. So you adjust to them, they're not going to adjust to you. That's going to bring up Swihart. There's a hard hit ball to the shortstop, and that's going to take a nasty hop and go out into left field. And Dylan Swihart's going to try to stretch this out and dives into second base and stretches that into a double. Alert base running by Swihart, an alert job by Michael Brownell at first base. And Swihart immediately up and points at Coach Brownell, who points back. So good job by both. That was a well-hit ball.
Yep, great hustle play.
So Dylan Moon will stand in now with Dylan Swihart on second. Pitch to Moon, strike one.
A big hole on that right side. If he can get something on the outside
Huge
part
hole.
of the plate, punch through there, that
Second baseman is holding Swihart on. First baseman playing way over. There's one, misses low, ball one.
Well, and you got to remember the way this field sets, too, this time of night. First base and right field, they can't see anything hardly
Exactly.
over there either.
Still a pretty decent wind blowing out into center field. Pitch to Moon. That is well hit into right center. That's going to be down for one. Should score. That's in the gap. That's going to roll to the wall. That'll score Swihart. Moon goes into second. He's going to hold for second. A stand-up double for Dylan Moon. And that was well struck.
Well, he stayed back on that pitch and just drove it where it was pitched. You know, that was a really nice approach.
Nice shot by Dylan Moon, and Clay Center strikes first. They lead 1-0. That's going to bring up Logan McDonald. Played a great game one. Hit the ball really well. Moon gets a pretty decent lead off. That one misses low and away. Ball one.
Well, they're going to change it up now. They had their second baseman holding him on, which made a big hole for a left-handed batter.
Yeah, you want to get that fixed. There's going to be one popped up. Pitcher's calling everybody off. He's going to have a play as Logan just got under that and popped that thing straight up for out number two.
Caught it off the hands. He was trying to get around on it and didn't quite get there.
So Keegan McDonald steps in with two down. Moon stands on second. That's a lot of speed on second baseman. Now the second baseman will move back over, and Keegan can place these out into right center, and that's a great place to do it if he can. And he does out into right field, and the right fielder somehow snow cones that thing for out number three. So one inning in the books, Clay Center leading 1-0. We're headed to the top of the second, and we're also headed to Rocky Downing.
All right, Flip, thanks. Here the Lady Tigers batting in their half of the first. Two down. There is a runner aboard. Clara Edwards, for the second time tonight, has been intentionally walked. She went deep in the first game and got the scoring going for the Lady Tigers, and now has been intentionally walked once in game one, and now her first time up with two down and nobody on in game two. Aaron Hamill is the batter. Pitches down low, and it counts 1-1 to Aaron. Janae Shivers hit one on the button to start this ball game for the Lady Tigers at the plate, but it went right at the shortstop. And so a line out to the opening out. There's a soft liner towards center field. That's going to be a single for Hamill. Edwards will have to hold on at second base. Runners at first and second for Haley Franson. So the intentional walk, and now Hamill burns him with a single up the middle. And Haley Franson will be the batter here in the bottom of one with no score as of yet, but the Lady Tigers at the plate. Clay Center retiring the side after a leadoff single by Abilene into first, and they got the next three hitters out. There's a pitch down in the dirt. Skipping over it was Franson. Into third goes Edwards. Into second will go Hamill. And so now the Lady Tigers have something cooking here in their half of the first. No score as of yet. Runners at second and third for Haley Franson, who has a 1-0 count with two down, and those runners in scoring position. See if Clay Center can jump on top here early. Tiger baseball coming to the plate. We'll get you back there in a moment. First pitch is inside to, or second pitch, I should say, inside to Franson. So a 2-0 count to Haley. Hamill down at second base. Edwards over at third. The pitch on its way. Soft liner, third base side, foul territory off of the facing of the Lady Tiger dugout. 2 balls and a strike to count, two down. Runners at second and third for Clay Center in their half of the first inning here. Perfect day for spring sports in mid-April. Pitch way up high, goes off the backstop and bounces right back to the catcher. And Edwards wisely at third base, not trying to get a jump off a ball in that short backstop. And the count's 3-1. Play Center trying to rally with two. They did it in the fourth inning. Edwards homered in the first game, and then they scored three more with 2 outs. Hard hit ball by Franson, and it skips into foul territory down the left field line. So the count remains at 3-2 with 2 down. Again, runners at second and third. Haley Franson at the plate. Erin Hamill out at second base. She singled. Clara Edwards at third. She was an intentionally walked with 2 down. The 3-2 to Franson. Inside and low. That's ball 4. The bases are full for Gracie Fief. So an intentional walk, a single from Erin Hamill, and now a walk to Franson. And Clay Center has a chance here to do something big in the first inning. It's 2 away, but the bases are full. Let's see if Fief can get one through somewhere. Ooh, she gets a called strike against up around the letters on the jersey. So it's an 0-1 count. Runners can go with contact, 2 away. The 0-1. Fief, little pop toward first base, and it's going to be gathered in there. So the Lady Tigers load the bases, but unable to scratch one across. We'll go to the second. Scoreless here at Tiger softball. Let's send it back over to Campbell Field.
Well, thanks, Rock. Skylar Merritt now ahead in the count 0-2 to Becker. And there's that filthy off-speed pitch that gave him that 0-2. He's going to come back with one that is in play if catcher or first baseman can get there, and they can't. I don't think Logan ever saw it, as that was foul and ends up about halfway down the first base line in foul territory, and both Eli and Logan going for it. I think Eli saw it, Logan didn't.
And I think Eli saw Logan coming at him too,
and just stopped.
Yeah,
probably
just let that drop.
Eli's a smart kid. There is strike 3, and that is back-to-back Ks for Skylar Merritt. So that's going to bring up Scott playing left field. Merritt throwing pretty good. He gave up a base hit to Sanchez, who still stands on first. Taking a better lead, he's going to send him over again.
Skyler's just such a good. He is a pitcher. He's not just a power guy. He's going to mix up speeds and mix in the curveball, and he holds runners on well. He has improved a tremendous amount over the last couple of years.
That's a good point. We've watched Skyler play, and I believe he's a Wakefield student that comes up here to play. We watched Skyler come up here and play. He misses away, and Eli Schnee will go down to first and miss. Count will go 1-1. But Skyler, from freshman to now, is just night and day, and he is so comfortable on the mound.
50 pounds heavier.
Exactly. 1-1 pitch now, misses out.
And when I say heavier, I don't mean heavier like he just gained weight.
He's big
in the weight room.
A pretty good football player, I think, for the Bombers. And like I said, you got to appreciate a kid that can come into a school to play a sport that he loves, because it's not offered at his school. He comes up here by himself to practice every day, and
he's meshed well.
He has 3-1 count now to Merritt. That's going to miss low. Thought maybe he was going to get that call, but he didn't.
And, if there's a chink in his armor, it's control. And, he does a good job with guys on base, but he's got to be pinpoint with the way he throws to be at his best.
So 2 down, 2 on, first and second.
Nice snag.
Merritt's going to miss away, and Eli Schnee is out of there quickly. Schnee is really good behind the plate.
He picked that ball outside of the outside batter's box. Away from the hitter.
There's one down the guts, swung on and missed. Now count goes 1-1. So 2 down. You got a runner on first and second. Top of the second, Clay Center leads 1-0. Shakes off one signal. Now he gets what he likes. Fires home. There's off speed that batter just tips. And the count will go 1-2.
Well, and I don't want to belabor the point, but that little stop by Schnee, that's a huge deal. I mean, that keeps this, the force in play, keeps only one guy in scoring position. Just little things like that are what kind of make the difference between really good teams and
1-2 pitch right down the gut, swung on and missed for strike 3. So 3 Ks for Skylar Merritt in that inning. 2 runners stranded, no damage done. Clay Center leads 1-0, middle of the second. Let's take you back to Rocky Downing.
Flip, kind of the same story here for the Lady Tigers in inning number 2. They go 3 up, 3 down against Abilene. Clara Edwards getting a strikeout to close the deal. Ground outs to Gracie FIFA, fly out to center field, and Janae Shivers, and then strikeout by Edwards. It's 0-0 heading to the bottom of the second. Let's go ahead and get a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Tiger Baseball and Softball on 100.9.
It's time for your UBT Top 5. Learning the importance of saving money isn't always a top priority for youth. As adults, you can help guide youth to starting with these 5 easy savings tips. Help track their spending and savings, understand wants versus needs, set attainable goals, set portions of income aside for savings, and find a safe youth savings account for their money. Don't think your teenager will listen to you? Visit ubankonline.com to find a branch near you. Come talk to a UBT representative today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Back once again at the softball complex. Lady Tiger softball coming to the plate here in their half of the second inning. Tiger baseball also in the second over at Campbell Field. So we'll keep you up to date on all that is happening and send it back over to Flip Castle. Let's see if we can get the Lady Tigers on the board here. With the 7, 8, and 9 hitters due up, it's Lexi Leiby, J.C. Shirley, and Shelby Siebold to bat for the Lady Tigers. Siebold batting in place of Kylie Rosenau as a designated player, and Rosenau, the flex player, stays at the defensive side behind the plate. First pitch to Leiby is out of the zone, 1-0. Now second pitch up high, 2-0. Lexi had 3 hits in the first game, scored a run, and one of those an extra base hit. Now the pitch in, that double she worked back in the first game. I know I've mentioned it 2 or 3 times, but it was one of those at-bats where you just keep fighting and fighting, and I wish I'd have kept track of how many she fouled away. Here's the pitch in, the 2-1s inside, 3-1. She had to be close to double digits on the number of pitches she fouled away with 2 strikes, and then just kept battling and finally laced one into left field right on the line. There's a pitch behind Leiby. On 3-1, she had to step toward the plate to avoid being hit, and it's ball 4. So Leiby's on for the 4th time here this afternoon in the 2 games combined. Then J.C. Shirley will be the batter. She had a single, knocking in 2 in the first game. She also had the home run last night at Southeast Saline. There's a big cut just missing, 0-1. Clay Center was down 8-1 in game number 2 and came back somehow to win it in 8 innings. And J.C. Shirley's shot of about 250, not wind-aided, was a big part of it. There's a great bunt between the third baseman and the pitcher. The third baseman actually fields it, kind of snagged it out of nowhere, and makes the throw to first. Nice play by Macy Debenham. So a runner to second, Leiby. Shirley out on the sacrifice. Third base to first, and there's one away. And the batter will be Shelby Siebold. Shelby's batting in the number 9 spot, again, as a designated player. DH for, not the official term for it, but that's basically what she is, DHing. Designated hitter for the catcher in this ball game. High school called the designated player. First pitch was ripped hard to third base side, but foul. And the count is 0-1. Pitcher in the second game is Emily Burt. Foul tip, and it goes off of the catcher and out into fair territory, but obviously a foul ball. It's 0-2. Lexi Leiby led off with the walk. She stands at second base after the sacrifice bunt from J.C. Shirley. On deck is the top of the order, Janae Shivers. And it's going to be a foul ball up and away by Siebold. Good job to stay alive on an 0-2 count. With one away in the bottom of the second, no score as of yet. Right-handed batter Shelby Siebold stands in. Here's the pitch from Burt. Up and away, and it counts 1-2. Leiby, a good lead off a second, now goes back. Lexi leading off with the 5-pitch base on balls, and that allowed her to get to second on the sacrifice bunt then from Shirley. Here's the foul off the bat of the batter, Shelby Siebold, straight back against the backstop. I give a real shout-out to the Tiger mascot on hand today, by the way. Here's the pitch in. Ground ball, little number out toward the pitcher. Tough throw to first. It's in the dirt. It's bobbled. Lively turns to third, comes into home and scores. And Clay Center goes up 1-0. Siebold, good hustle down to first. It was a tough play for the pitcher, Emily Burt. She was able to field it cleanly, but her throw to first in the dirt, initially picked by the first baseman, but was unable to hold on to it. And so Siebold scores. Lively going on the contact, finds her way around third into home, and Clay Center has a 1-0 lead. Janae Shivers will now bat on the left side of the box with a runner at first. And to maybe drag bunt something, takes a strike on the first pitch. It's 0-1. 1-0, Clay Center the lead. 1 out in the bottom of the second inning, and a runner at first in Siebold. Pitch home. Again, Shivers, the umpire says she offered at it. Coach Don Richter saying, "Now, wait a minute." And he wants help from the field umpire, and they are going to appeal, and he wants to talk with the home plate umpire, so they're going to come meet and talk this over. Janae took a step toward the pitcher's mound, which you do on the left side, trying to drag bunt it. Didn't look like she offered. The umpires visit about it, and they're going to stick with the call. So Janae now steps around to the right side of the box, and with an 0-2 count, will be swinging away with Siebold still at first, 1 down. In the bottom of the second, Clay Center leads 1-0. Pitch way up and outside. And so the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 down in the bottom half, home half of the second. The pitch from Burt. Shivers, hard hit shot just past Coach Don Richter at third, but in foul territory. Again, Tiger baseball will keep you posted what's happening there. They won game 1, 10-0. Working their way in game number 2 against Abilene. Lady Tigers won 4-0 and leading 1-0 now in the second over the Cowgirls. Shivers in on the right side. A 1 ball, 2 strike pitch is way up top, and the count evens at 2-2. Siebold, the runner at first. Lexi Lively, who led off with a walk, and then was sacrificed to second by Shirley. There's a ground ball towards shortstop. It'll be a tough play. They go the short way to second, and they call her out in a bang-bang play. Siebold sliding in, but the out is recorded. That'll end the frame. Clay Center, though, does lead it. Now 1-0 as we head to the third. Oh, wait a minute. I want to keep it right here. That was just the second out. Flip, don't get on there too quickly. That was just out number 2 on the force out. So Shivers reaches first on a fielder's choice. And the pitch up high. Shivers now down to second base and will round second as it gets by the catcher, and then will hold on there. So now in scoring position for Jaden Crimmins. Jaden grounded out to the pitcher her first time in. So there's 1 away, or 2 away after the fielder's choice ground out by Shivers, erasing Siebold from the base paths. Foul ball up and out to the right side, out of play. Shivers was already rounding third when the ball landed, and now we'll go back to second base. 1-0, Lady Tigers lead, bottom of 2. There's 2 outs now with the runner at second base and a 1 ball, 1 strike count on Crimmins. Pitch in, called for a strike right at the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at first, or at second base, is Janae Shivers, who reached on the fielder's choice. Emily Burt leans in. The 1-2 to Crimmins, up and outside. And the count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Shivers at second base, trying to make some noise out there and get somebody's attention around the field. Pitch in, inside. Count goes full, 3-2. Mentioned a moment ago, started to mention the Tiger mascot. Slugger would be envious, I think, Kansas City Royals games. As the pitch comes home here from Burt, and a strike called on the outside corner, and that will end the inning. So the Lady Tigers do now lead 1-0, officially the close of 2 complete here. Clay Center on top 1-0. Here's Flip.
All right, thanks, Rock. Here we are in the top of the 3rd. Interesting second inning, which I'll get back to. Tigers threatened but couldn't get on the board, and now a hit by Taplin. A ground out by Cope to lead the inning. A hit that time into left field by Taplin. So that'll bring up Hocker. Pitch from Merritt, misses low.
Skyler needs to watch this guy on first base. He just got a pretty good jump there.
I think he's pretty aware of him now. Pitch in, that misses low and out, ball 2. Merritt's struggling a little bit right now. Down in the count 2-0. Got a runner on. Misses high with that. Count will go 3-0.
Well, he's thrown 3 pitches to this batter, and each release point's been in a different spot. He needs to get more consistent with where he's letting it go.
3-0 pitch.
There it is.
Inside corner, strike 1. Taplin down on first base. Not much of a lead now. He did have, on that first pitch, had a really big lead. 3-1 pitch, misses high and away, and Hocker will head down to first. So that'll bring up Keener, the catcher, and again, this is a hitter in Abilene's lineup that I think we both, his first time at bat, got our attention, and I'm assuming everybody else's as well. He's got 2 runners on right now, and Merritt misses again high, and Merritt having trouble right now, and Coach Andy Bent is going to come out and have a talk with his pitcher. So top of 3, 2 runners on, Abilene threatening. They trail 1-0, Clay Center up in the 3rd. Let's check in with Rocky.
Yeah, Flip here. Abilene's led off with a single to begin the 3rd. Kaylee Taylor singling into left field on a grounder between short and 3rd that no one could get to. Jade Vopat has just tried to sacrifice bunt her over, but Gracie Thief letting it go foul. It's an 0-1 count. Edwards the pitch. Sacrifice bunt right at Edwards. She'll go to first for the sure out. They get the play there. Hamill covering at first base as both corners were charging in. So 1 down, and now Abilene threatening here in the 3rd. They have a runner over at second base. The Lady Tigers leading here 1-0. Jade Vopat is, or correction, Turner Alderson is the batter. Vopat making that sacrifice bunt for the first out of the inning. Pitch to Alderson. Check swing fouled back and off the backstop. And the count 0-1 for Edwards. Clara has 2 strikeouts in this game, 11 on the day. Now the umpire comes out to clean off home plate. No, he reestablished the batter's box, actually. He kind of straddled home plate. I thought he was going to brush the plate off with his shoe, and instead he drew a new line on the right-handed batter's box nearest the plate with his left foot. And I think that was Clara Edwards asking to establish where exactly that was. Now she gets a swinging strike. It's 0-2. And the tightly defined line he drew is pretty much now covered with dirt again. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Edwards working on Alderson. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. That will be the 3rd K of the game, and there's 2 outs now in the inning. Clay Center again up 1-0, top half of the 3rd. Edwards now will face Riley Volkman, who sacrificed bunted back in the 1st inning after Alderson had singled. Here's the first pitch, down low and inside, 1-0. Edwards getting a touch of revenge on the leadoff hitter who had singled back in the 1st with that changeup that got her fishing for a strikeout. There are times Clara gets a batter out so far in front they could almost swing at it twice. There's a foul ball up and out of play just behind home plate. The count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at second is Haley Taylor, who led off with a single, was sacrificed over to second, and now is there at second base with 2 down. Top half of 3, Clay Center leads at 1-0. They won game 1, 4-0. Edwards set to work with the 1-1 pitch and 2 down. This one just off the inside corner, 2-1. Edwards now with 71 strikeouts. Correction, 72, I believe, officially on the year. Count is 2-1. Sophomore pitcher winds it up and brings it home. Ground ball, third base side. Peace fires to first, and that's the third out of the inning. So one runner on. The leadoff single is stranded at second. We're headed to the bottom of three. Clay Center on top 1-0 as we head back to Campbell Field.
All right, thanks, Rock. Here, 1 out, 1-2 count on Sanchez. Bases are loaded. There's a called strike 3, and that is just a nasty off-speed pitch from Skylar Merritt. And, Sean, that is the only way I can describe that.
Yeah, that was a pretty clutch strikeout. We needed that one there.
That was big as the bases have gone loaded for Abilene. So Merritt really struggling in this third inning, but that was a big strikeout, and that's going to bring up Meeks, who he struck out his first at-bat. That'll miss high.
Well, Skylar wasn't missing by much.
Not much.
He was missing, but it was pretty tight. I mean,
he's just having some trouble with his delivery right now in this inning. 1-0 pitch. That's hit near shortstop. Should have an easy play at second. And for some reason, I'm not exactly sure what happened. Will Rosenau had an easy out at second base and just skipped right over it and threw to first.
Yeah, he was within a half a toe lash of stepping on second base for the force out and just
for some reason decided to go to first. So Abilene is going to get on the board with 1 run. Now, Coach Andy Bent quickly out of the dugout as Rosenau and McDonald started to talk a little bit, and Coach Andy Bent just said, "Hey, fix it." You know, it's one of those deals. It's bang, bang, and you have to make a decision. And for some reason, Will decided he needed to go to first, but there is a strikeout now to Becker. So Clay Center does give up a run, just a little bit of a miscue there in the third by the Tiger defense. So Clay Center gives up 1. Headed to the bottom of the third, this is tied 1-1. Due up for the Tigers, we'll be seeing Swihart Moon and Logan McDonald. Let's send you back to Rocky Downing.
All right, Flip here. The Lady Tigers batting in their half of the third, up 1-0. Clara Edwards grounding hard to third base and thrown out at first. Now Erin Hamill batting and waves at one that was dipping down on her, and it's an 0-2 count. Hamill batting with Haley Franson waiting in the on-deck circle. Lady Tigers lead 1-0. Here's the pitch to Hamill. Way outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Edwards, who homered back in the first game, first run of that game, then has been intentionally walked twice before being allowed to swing to lead off this inning and hit it hard at the third baseman. Here's another pitch way up high, and Erin Hamill's worked the count to 2-2. The pitch in from Burt, fouled straight back. The defensive play that time by Erin Hamill coming in toward her, and she just made sure to get the bat on it, fight it off, and wait for the next pitch to come in. Haley Franson on deck. Hamill singled back in the first inning. Clay Center got the bases loaded with 2 down. Couldn't get a run across. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So 2 down with nobody on here in the third. Haley Franson walked in the 4th inning. That was the walk that loaded the bases. And then Clay Center had a pop out to close down the frame. Franson from the right side, pitch home. Inside, 1-0. Abilene has Emily Burt pitching the second game. Otherwise, pretty much the same defense. Alderson at second, Wildman at short, Debbingham at third base. Here's the pitch from Burt. Called for strike, 1-1. The outfield is Fitzgerald, Volkman, and Taylor. Jade Vopat back behind the plate. The only change, Burt went from first to the circle to pitch, and they brought in Ashton Roth to play at first base. Pitch to Franson down in the dirt, 2-1. Franson trying to extend the inning. Nobody on and 2 down. And allow Gracie Fief to get back to the plate again. There's a pitch off the inside corner. 3-1 now. Franson looking for her second straight walk. Emily Burt with that strikeout a moment ago, her second of the game. 3 balls and a strike, 2 down. The pitch in is in the dirt, and that's ball 4. So Franson has walked twice. She'll be at first base for Gracie Fief, who popped out to first base her last time in. So Fief looks down at Coach Don Richter. Series of signs for her and Haley Franson over at first base. Lexi Leiby now on deck. There is a steal by Franson and a pop-up slide at second well ahead of the throw. And so a runner down to second. Fief swinging, just kind of waving to interfere as much as you can with the vision of your catcher and infielders. Now grounds it hard toward third. The ball is booted. Franson will be at third, and they will not have a chance to throw to first. Gracie Fief hits it hard to third base and finds herself at first, and now runners at the corners for Lexi Leiby, who has reached all 4 times she's been up today. 3 for 3 at the plate with singles and 1 double in the first game, and then walked back in her first at bat here in the second. And now down to second base will go Fief. The Lady Tigers have some things working again. Second and third, 2 down. Leiby, good cut and a fastball, and just fouled it straight back. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 down, and runners at second and third for the Lady Tigers in the bottom of 3. Leiby on that right side. Here's the pitch in. Ground ball toward the third baseman. Has it, steps and throws to first, and that will end the inning. The Lady Tigers threatened for a second straight inning, unable to get one across, but they lead 1-0 as we head to the 4th, and we send it back over to Phil Casper.
All right, Rock, thanks. Bottom of 3 here, 1-1 tie, 2 down. Logan McDonald just singled out into right center field. Keegan McDonald now stands in 1-0. Pitch to McDonald. That is driven to the shortstop. They'll try to go to first, and they get him. So pretty good inning for Abilene as we have 3 complete, and we are tied at 1 here at Campbell. Headed to the 4th when we come back.
The warm spring weather is here, and many of you will head to Hometown Lumber and Hardware to rent the equipment you need to start on your lawn and garden. Overseeders, power rakes, and aerators are all available for rent. Make sure to purchase enough grass seed and fertilizer for a healthy, lush lawn. You'll also find water hoses and sprinklers to water every inch of your yard. Get growing on your garden with rental equipment and lawn supplies at Hometown Lumber and Hardware in Marysville.
Back at Campbell Field, Clay Center and Abilene tied 1-1 as we head to the top of the 4th. Skylar Merritt will still be on the mound. Clay Center has threatened a couple of times, but just unable to get anything across. 1-1 tie, top of 4. Let's send you back to Rocky.
All right, Flip, here the Abilene Cowgirls heading to the top of the 4th to the plate. Clay Center leads 1-0 here. Clara Edwards set to work. First pitch, a little up high. It's going to be 1-0 to start. 2 singles. That's the only 2 base runners for Abilene through the first 3 innings. There's a pitch across for a strike. Top of the 4th here. As Edwards has a 1-ball, 1 strike count. And the pitch home. Bunted third base side. Good bunt, but just going foul, and Fief fields it there. A.C. Debenham, the batter. She has popped out to the third baseman in this game. Her only at bat to this point. Stands in on the right side. Number 3 hitter in the Cowgirl lineup. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And that is strikeout number 4 for Clara Edwards. So 1 away. And Emily Burt will be the batter. Emily Burt struck out back in the first. She is pitching for Abilene here in game number 2. Edwards pitching both contests. Clara's pitch home. In for a strike 0-1. 1 down, nobody on. Burt, the right-handed batter, against Clara Edwards, who has 4 strikeouts in the game. 13 on the night. The line and the pitch. hard hit, third base side, but it was on a changeup, so well out in front, foul territory, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, top of 4. Clay Center leads 1-0. Tiger baseball tied at 1 apiece. We'll get you back over there in a little bit. If the Lady Tigers can make short work here defensively. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. That is 2 Ks in the inning. And there's 2 down with nobody on. That's now strikeout number 5. Mentioned a great crowd on hand with a lot of the Tiger students out in left center field. Crowd on both sides here for JV and varsity. Swing and a miss. First pitch to Autumn Fitzgerald is across for a strike on the swing and a miss. 0-1. 1-0 Lady Tiger lead, top half of the 4th. The 0-1 on its way home. Swing and a miss on a changeup way out in front, and the count is 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Clara Edwards trying to strike out the side if she can sneak one across here. The 0-2 on its way home. Strike 3 called on the inside corner, and that will be a strikeout of the side. 3 Ks, 3 up, 3 down. We're headed to the bottom of 4. Clay Center leading here 1-0. Back over to Campbell Field.
All right, Rock, thanks. Here in the top of the 4th, Clay Center, or rather Abilene, is threatening again, and I believe we're going to see a pitching change as Skylar Merritt walked one and then Moen with a single, and we're going to see a pitching change here at Campbell Field. Keegan McDonald will be taking the mound for the Tigers. We'll take a break, bring you back after these.
Don't forget to get your Milk Cow Club cards punched. Ray's Apple Market is reminding you because they know people sometimes forget when their minds are on a myriad of other things. They don't want you to miss out on receiving your free gallon or half gallon of milk after you've already purchased 12 and have your card full. Wednesday is the best day to buy milk because you get double punches on your Milk Cow Club card. Just don't forget to get your card punched when you check out at Ray's Apple Market.
Bill Rice from the Green Team. You already know about our great deals on new and pre-owned vehicles, but did you also know we have the best service department in the area? We have the most experienced, best trained, and qualified technicians around. So for your next job, large or small, come see us at the Green Team, 802 West Crawford. Oh, and don't forget about our express lane, oil changes, and more with no appointment needed at the Green Team in Clay Center.
Well, a pitching change here at Campbell, Rocky. We've got Keegan McDonald coming in. Skylar Merritt just, after that first inning, Rocky just struggled, just could not get rhythm back. So we're going to see Keegan McDonald now.
All right, Flip, sounds good. We'll bring you over here and see J.C. Shirley taking the plate with a 2-0 count when they're set to go over at Campbell Field. Unless we get the Lady Tigers something going on the base paths, we'll take you back over once again. There's a pitch low and away, and now 3-0 to Shirley. J.C. batting in the number 8 spot in the lineup, sacrificed bunting her last time up, so no official at bat this inning. And strike called on the pitch that looked way up and outside. But they'll extend the plate appearance now for J.C. 3 balls and a strike, and the pitch in from Burt to Shirley. In the dirt, ball 4. Leadoff runners aboard, and that'll bring up Shelby Siebold, who is the designated player, batting, not fielding in this game 2. Then the top of the order, and Janae Shiver is due up next. So a runner at first, nobody out. Leadoff hitter is aboard, and J.C. Shirley. Here's the pitch to Siebold. She'll start to sacrifice. The pitch goes way up over the catcher's head, and that allows Shirley down to second base. So now a runner at second and nobody out. Bottom of 4, 1-0 Lady Tiger lead. Now the sacrifice bunt's going to go up in the air. The pitcher has it. Nobody down at second base, though, and Shirley able to get back safely before they could throw behind her. So the pop out is 1 down, and it'll bring up Janae Shivers. Top of the order here. She lined out hard her first time up right at the shortstop, a true atom ball. I mean, it was on the nose, but shortstop didn't have to move. And then the last time up, she tried to bunt twice from the left side, then turned around and eventually grounded into a fielder's choice. Now takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. J.C. Surley is down at second base after walking to lead off this inning. There's one away. 1-0 Lady Tiger lead. The 0-1 to Shivers. Low and in the dirt. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Tiger baseball was in a pitching change when we took a break from Campbell Field. We'll get you back over there in a moment. Here's a pitch in. Ground ball up the middle. Shortstop has it. Long throw to first and makes a great play on Shivers, who can really move. And there's 2 down. Runner still at second base for Jaden Crimmins. Clara Edwards on deck. We're in the bottom of 4. 1-0 Lady Tigers lead in this 4th inning. Crimmins, who grounded to the pitcher's mound and then also looked at a third striker last time in there, stands in with a runner in scoring position and 2 away. Here's the pitch in. Ground ball right back up the box. The pitcher has it, though, and that will end the inning. Play center goes scoreless through 4. The Lady Tigers have a 1-0 advantage. Let's go back to Tiger baseball.
All right, Rock, thanks. And here, just headed to the bottom of 4. Keegan McDonald came in, and he gave up a base hit, but picked off a runner trying to steal third. Just a bullet from Eli Schnee to Dylan Moon. Got the runner going to third, and then a 1-6-3 double play to end the inning. A shot back to Keegan McDonald. He turns. Will Rosenau coming across the bag from shortstop, a play you may well remember, Rocky, and then throw out the runner at first for the double play. So play center gets out with no damage, brings them up to their half of the 4th, and we're going to see Keegan Brownell, Will Rosenau, and Skylar Merritt up for the Tigers. And, Sean, the Tigers so far just really unable to get the bats going. They put the bat on the ball, just not very well.
Well, this reminds me a lot of what we saw at Beloit the other night. We hit a lot of balls in play, but we hit them right at people, and the guys made plays. I mean, they didn't fumble the ball. They made good defensive plays, and we had trouble scoring runs.
Well, and Abilene's made some good defensive plays this game so far up to this point. So bottom of 4, game tied at 4, or game tied at 1, and Keegan Brownell stands in. He fouled off the first one, swings, and foul tips the second one, so Brownell down 0-2 in the count. Keegan flew out his first at bat. He had the 2-run homer in game 1 to get things started, and then it was just piled on after that. 0-2 pitch. That is ripped, fouling out of play.
Yeah, he needs to stay within himself and not overswing. Sometimes you hit that home run and you kind of get a little of that going on, and if he gets back to what makes him a good hitter, he'll be fine.
Well, and that was such a smooth swing, and that's what it takes. So 0-2 now is a miscommunication between Cope and Keener. Brownell steps out, and now he'll come back in. 0-2 pitch to Keegan Brownell. That is popped up over to the right side of the infield. That is trouble for the first baseman, but he does a good job of getting that mid up there and blocking that sun out, and does make the play. So Brownell flies out to first base for out number 1.
His back shoulder's dropping out a little bit, and he's got to stay on top of that with his back side, come through over the top of the ball, and that'll take that fly ball back out of his swing.
Rosenau hit a rope to the wall for a double, his first at bat. Pitch in, misses in and low. Ball 1. Will's hit the ball pretty well today.
Yeah, he has.
There's a grounder, slow roller to second base. Second baseman comes up with it over to first, and that's out number 2. And again, that's kind of what we're seeing up to this point. The Tigers are hitting the ball, but they're hitting it right where they shouldn't.
Well, and I think the pitch count's only got to be about 35 or 40. I mean, because the guy's getting so many ground ball outs and little duck snort fly balls on the infield that they'll start to fall here pretty soon.
Skylar Merritt, who's moved to second base, stands in. Merritt got on his first at bat.
That might be the first wild pitch I've seen in this game.
Yeah, Cope's, he's not a bad pitcher. He's pretty good control.
Yep, just saying, here it is, hit it.
Not a lot of speed, exactly. 1-0 pitch, that's going to be outside. Nice job by Keener to try to frame that back in, but Ump's not going to buy it. 2-0 count, 2 down, bottom of 4, it's 1-1. Clay Center wins game 1, 10-0. Tied right now. There's one down the gut. Merritt takes a pretty big cut at it. Strike 1.
It just looks so good coming in there about 55, 60 mile an hour.
You can't tell yourself to wait on it. That's the problem when you get a pitcher like this. It's just really hard to convince yourself to wait. 2-1 pitch now to Merritt, and now he goes after one that he really didn't want to. So count goes to 2-2.
Well, they give you 3 of them. We'll see what he can do with the third one here.
Well, he looks down to Coach Ben for signals, and Coach Ben has his back turned to him. So 2-2 count, and there is a knuckleball that misses and maybe came in a little low as catcher says something to Merritt, and Merritt just turns and smiles at him. So count goes full with 2 down. Pitch to Merritt on the way, swung on and missed, and that is strike 3, and that is 3 outs. 4 complete here at Campbell Field. Headed to the 5th, tied at 1. Send you back to Rocky Downing.
All right, Flip, we left you last time, and Abilene had a runner on. They still have that runner on, but now 2 outs, and the runner's still at first base. So making their way through it here, they are facing Jade Vopat, sacrifice bunted her last time up, and now with 2 outs, a runner at first, swinging away. The 0-2 pitch from Edwards. Liner toward third, and Gracie Fief has it, and that will end the inning. We're headed to the bottom of 5. Lady Tigers leading 1-0, and we come back.
Prepare for more profit from your milo and soybean ground. Wilbur Ellis has several ways to help you. Their fertilizer programs, chemical programs, and finance options are available to get you started. With their cutting-edge technology and years of experience, you can be confident that the health of your crops is in good hands. Call Wilbur Ellis for your post-emergence herbicides to help you stay in control of the weeds, and they'll figure out a fertilizer plan for your field soil type, crop yield goal, and budget.
This is 100.9 FM, KCLY, Clay Center.
Your grandfather got rid of manure by loading up the spreader and heading for the field. Today, Central Valley Ag helps you create a nutrient management program for your livestock operation.
Matching up those nutrients with the needs of the crop the grower's growing.
CVA Nutrient Management lead Tim Mundorf says it also meets environmental concerns.
Trying to make sure we're applying those so they're not going to leave the field that we're applying them on.
Talk to CVA about nutrient management. You and Central Valley Ag, growing agriculture together.
Back again with Tiger baseball, tied at 1. They're in the top half of the 5th inning. Keegan McDonald now on the hill after Skylar Merritt started that ball game. Tigers won game 1, 10-0. They're tied at 1 apiece. Here the Lady Tigers lead 1-0. We're headed to the bottom of 5. It will be Clara Edwards who leads it off for Clay Center in this half of the inning. The Lady Tigers with the shutouts in game 1 4-0, and now trying to hold on here in game 2. They lead 1-0. They would love to put a little insurance on the board. Edwards leads it off. She grounded at third her last time in, takes the ball down low and inside. It's 1-0. She was intentionally walked, Clara was, in the first inning with 2 outs, and then leading off the third, they let her take a hack, and she ripped it hard, but right at the third baseman. 1-0 count. Sophomore stands in, hitting .444 on the year. Here's the 1-0. Fly ball, left field, well hit, but she got underneath of it, and the left fielder will stand in and bring down the can of corn. There's 1 away. Got her arms extended, just got the bottom half of the softball instead of the meat of the softball, and so there's 1 down. It'll bring up Aaron Hamill, who has singled and struck out in this game. So 1 for 2. There's a foul ball left side, up and out of play, and the count is 0-1. Hamill, then Fief, if someone can reach Lexi Leiby. Due up, 1 away, nobody on. We're in the bottom of 5. Again, Tiger baseball, top of 5. They're tied at 1 apiece. Here's the pitch to Hamill. Hard hit ball left field. It will float foul. Ball was stung pretty good by Aaron Hamill, but ends up in foul territory. And the count 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes for Hamill, standing in on the right side. Bases empty with 1 down. And the pitch way up and out. The ball and 2 strikes. Haley Franson is in the on-deck circle. 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the pitch from Burt. Foul tipped by Hamill, so stay alive. Lady Tigers 9-0 now after the Game 1 win and leading 1-0 here in game number 2. They'll be back at it a week from Tuesday. There's a hard-hit ground ball flagged by Burt, the pitcher, and she's able to flip over to first, and there's 2 down. And that means Haley Franson is due up. She has reached both times, has not had to swing the bat yet. She has gotten up in the count and walked back-to-back times in this game. And Clay Center's had base runners. They had the bases loaded with 2 outs at first, couldn't score. They did score in the second when Lexi Lively led off with a walk and came around to score on an error. And there's a, hit pitch. So Haley Franson's reached 3 times, and she still hasn't had to raise the bat off her shoulders. Haley trying to shake off the sting, and Coach Nicole Edwards sharing a laugh, or laughing with, I guess, Haley Franson, who now stands at first with 2 down, and that'll bring up Gracie Fief. So on-base percentage for Haley is outstanding, and she goes again, the throw down to second, and she slides in safely. It is a green light go, and Franson gets on first. Great speed, great jump, and they've thrown down a couple of times, but no chance. So now Gracie Fief's got a runner in scoring position with an 0-1 count, and a swing and a miss at a changeup, and the count goes to 0-2. Libby on deck. Gracie Fief, the batter, from that right side with an 0-2 count now, but a runner at second in scoring position. Pitch way up and outside. Franson way off the bag at second. The catcher Vopad comes out in front of the plate, makes sure she stays at home. And the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fief ready to work. Pitch on its way. Line shot right at the shortstop, and that will end the inning. We are headed to the 6th here in Tiger softball. They lead 1-0 right now. Back to Phil and Sean.
All right, thanks, Rock. 1-2 count now for Keegan McDonald. 2 down. I'll recap the inning when I get a chance here. Keegan throwing really well. There's one line shot right back at him. He'll go over to his brother at first base, and that's the end of 3. So Keegan faces the first batter. He hits a shot out into center field, rolls to the wall. Swihart comes up with it, throws into Will Rosenau. The Abilene runner tried to stretch it into a triple, and Will Rosenau threw a rocket to Dylan Moon for out number 1. That was a great defensive play.
Oh, and that guy was out by 2-3 steps. I mean, Will's just got a big enough arm you cannot try to advance, and he's accurate enough to boot that they won't do that again.
Well, and great communication just to let him know. So, and a couple of Ks after that, and Clay Center gets out of it. Headed to the bottom of the 5th, 1-1. Let's take a 30-second timeout. Bring you back after this.
TSI Kansas believes that the best drivers deserve good equipment, competitive pay scales, high-tech maintenance, and home time. At TSI Kansas, we listen to our employees and value their input to make improvements to make us a better transporting company. We have driving positions available. Please call Kathy at TSI Kansas, 785-632-5183.
Midway through the 5th, Clay Center coming up to bat. It'll be Brady Glaves, Jake Ferguson, Dylan Swihart. And Glaves laid down a textbook bunt, his first at bat. Clay Center threatened but couldn't score, so Glaves will try to get it going again here. He had a great first game as well. Brady Glaves went 2 for 3 in that first game with an RBI.
This would be a good place for him to put it down again and maybe even bring that third baseman into the ball game here.
Well, the third baseman for Abilene's a little bit suspect this game. He's had a couple of rough plays. Pretty good fielder, but doesn't come out with it always as clean as he should. Yeah, strike 1 into Glaves. So Glaves did not show bunt. A 1 pitch comes in low. Gets away from the catcher. Now 1-1. Again, Clay Center has hit the ball. You just need to hit it where they ain't.
Well, it'll all even out. It's baseball. We'll start finding a few here soon.
1-1 pitch to Glaves. There's one that may get in the gap, and the first baseman knocks it down, but they don't have a play as Glaves placed that pretty well and gets on base again. Brady Glaves really playing well tonight.
Well, you better field it clean on him. I mean, he can run. And, if you don't field it cleanly, Brady Glaves is going to beat it out.
Well, he would have probably beat that out anyway, but first baseman did a good job just to knock it down and keep it into the infield. That's the only play he had on that, so that's going to bring up Jake Ferguson. Now they'll try to pick off Glaves as he was taking a pretty good lead, but back in.
Well, it's just about the right distance. You want to make sure that when that guy makes a move, you're at the diving point of getting back. That means you're at the right place.
Well, and you've got a lefty on the mound now, so you need to be really careful. He does have a nice move to first. Pitch into Jake. He shows bunt, misses. Now they're going to throw to first. Glaves was moving, but again, Glaves back in safely. So Jake trying to bunt could not make contact with it. So now Jake looking at 0-1. We'll see what he does here. Glaves, though, he's taking a pretty good lead. Jake's going to show bunt again, so they'll send it over to first. That one not even close.
Yeah, he can get another step out on that.
Glaves immediately off first. Now he's got a pretty good lead. Jake stands ready. Shows bunt again. Now he'll pull back. Ball 1. And this is what's great about the game of baseball. You've just got a chess match right now between offense and defense.
Well, it's a really good game. And
pitch to Jake. Oh, he lays down a beauty that just goes foul.
And this is the part where, the little things are going to determine who wins the ball game. I mean, if one team can execute those little finite things, they're going to have a big edge in trying to win it.
Well, that was just a great bunt down the third base line and just stayed in the dirt, but just went foul, so the count will go 1-2. That probably easily gets both runners in safely. Instead, you're looking at a 1-2 count. Glaves, pretty good lead. Pitch home, that's going to be fouled away. Jake went after it.
He learned his lesson from the last at bat.
He did.
Protect the plate.
And Cope may be intentionally trying to hang that outside, knowing that Jake has watched a couple go by. 1-2 pitch to Ferguson. Swung on, fouled back. Glaves was going.
Well, if he wants to stay out there and Jake will push it that way, the second baseman's going to cover second. So there's a big hole that's just gaping over there. So he can just push it that direction. Good thing will happen.
Well, and the first baseman's still holding Glaves on. He has to. Glaves has taken a pretty good lead. They know he's going. Catcher sets up outside, pitch in. That's going to be fouled.
Brady's getting a workout over there.
Brady's getting a workout. Jake's getting a workout. Good battle at the plate now between Cope and Jake Ferguson. So Ferguson back in. Glaves, again, he's got a pretty good lead. 1-2 pitch on the way. That is swung on and missed, and Jake Ferguson just continues to struggle at the plate today. So that's going to bring up Dylan Swihart. Heading to the bottom of 6th. Clay Center Tiger softball up 1-0. So 1 out. Glaves will stay on first. Swihart comes up. He got on an error. Thrown out last time by the third base. They'll try to pick off Glaves again. Nothing there. Now, Glaves has got a good lead, but he's very comfortable with that lead, knowing he can get back. He could probably go another step.
If he wanted this second base, he could take it. He's got a big enough lead.
Pitch to Swihart. There's a rip in between third and short. Bobbled a little bit by the left fielder, but
well, and now he doesn't need to.
Glaze is going to hold, so nice shot by Swihart to get things started with one out. That's going to bring up Dylan Moon, who's had a good day. He was 2 for 3 the first game. He's 1 for 2 here. Hit that double in the first inning. And again, Moon has hit the ball hard today.
Well, we're starting to find a couple holes here. We just need 2 more hits to get somebody home.
Now the Abilene dugout talking to Cope, so he has to step back. Moon out. Now Moon back in. Swihart with a pretty good lead. Pitch into Moon. That's going to be inside, ball 1. So Swihart's at first. Glaze at second. Neither runner really being held on right now. Glaze with a pretty good lead at second. Pitch to Moon, low and away, ball 2.
Cope doesn't throw very many straight pitches. Everything has got movement. It's, whether it's a knuckleball or he just threw a slider a minute ago, he's got good movement on his pitches for no more velocity than he's got.
Well, and you see that with a lot of young lefties. They'll have some movement. It's difficult for a right-handed batter to get on that and it's difficult enough for a right-handed batter to get used to that delivery. Then when you've got a pitcher that throws a lot of junk like Cope, it is hard to get onto. That one in for strike, 2-1 count now to Moon. Pitch to Dylan. Slow off speed. Misses low, ball 3.
Now he's looking for that one pitch in the one spot that he likes. Got the count he likes here.
And Cope's got to try to come back in here. Logan McDonald stands on deck. Logan's hit the ball well today. Pitch to Moon. That is ripped at the middle, and that's going to get into center field. That'll score Brady Glaze pretty easily. And now Dylan Swihart's going to try for third. They've got a play on him, but he's in safe. And Dylan Moon goes into second.
Good base running.
That is outstanding base running, very smart base running by the Tigers. So Swihart alertly sees an opening, heads to third, and as soon as that's going on, Moon takes the opportunity to get to second, so Clay Center's gone up 2-1.
Back to that little stuff. That's a little thing, but it means a lot in a game like this where it's tight.
Well, and baseball is just a game of little things and taking advantage of situations, and that's what sets apart the good teams from the not-so-good teams. And right now, Clay Center's playing at a pretty high level. Logan watches the first one go by, 0-1 count now to McDonald. Runners on second and third, 1 out. Pitch to McDonald, swung on and missed. Bottom of 5, Clay Center's gone up 2-1. McDonald now down in the count, 0-2. Keegan McDonald on deck. Nobody's being held on. Pitch to McDonald. That's hit at the second baseman. To Hopper, and he waits on it, and that happens. That's going to score 2. No, they're going to hold Moon. That'll score Dylan Swihart, and that's the thing. The second baseman backing up, waiting on that ball. You have got to charge the ball at Campbell Field.
Yep. When it comes off the grass and it hits the dirt, it bounces completely different. It's a whole other thing. If you're not aggressive, it will eat you alive.
Josh Ferguson will pinch run for Logan McDonald. McDonald did his job. Swihart scores. Moon heads to third. I thought Moon was going to come in, but they did hold him.
Well, they got 1 out.
Exactly. It's definitely the right call.
Josh Ferguson's going to steal second, so
runners on the corner.
And they don't want to pitch to Brownell with the bases loaded, so they're not going to pass Keegan.
No. So Keegan McDonald will come up. He's hit the ball well. Keegan McDonald will step in. He's 0 for 2 this game. And leads the Tigers with a .500 average coming into today. Pitch to McDonald. Ripped back at the pitcher. Wow, that's just a great play for him to hold it. Dylan Moon alertly taking off going. That ball was absolutely lit.
Yeah, it was hit hard.
But Dylan Moon doing his job, and as soon as that play is going to first, he's running and he scores. So Moon scores. Keegan McDonald will be out for the second out, but man, that was well struck. Well, good job by Cope just getting that glove up there.
There you go.
And now Keegan Brownell loops one into right center.
Oh,
wow, what a play by the left fielder for the Abilene Cowboys. And that is do or die. Scott, if he misses that, that's going to score several runs, but a great diving catch on a shot by Keegan Brownell, but not before the Tigers put up 3. They lead 4-1 after 5, headed to the top of the 6th. Take you back to Clay Center, Lady Tigers softball.
All right, Flip here in the top of the 7th inning, 1-0 Lady Tigers lead, and it's an 0-1 count. Clara Edwards got the first pitch across for a strike as she faces Autumn Fitzgerald, and now a foul tip back, and it's 0-2. The Lady Tigers trying to get to 10-0 with a win and a doubleheader sweep here of Abilene. They won game 1 4-0 and lead 1-0 here, 3 outs away from the victory. Edwards with an 0-2 count. The pitch on its way home is just inside, maybe a touch low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fitzgerald, Roth, and Wildman up for the Abilene Cowgirls in this top half of the 7th. Clay Center leads 1-0. The 1-2 pitch from Edwards. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's her 6th of the game. And Clay Center now 2 outs away from the sweep. Lady Tigers defensively on the infield. Lexi Leiby at first, Aaron Hamill at second. Haley Franson, the shortstop. Third base, Gracie Fief. The outfield from left to right is J.C. Shirley, Janae Shivers, and Jaden Crimmins. Behind the plate, Kylie Rosenau. Swing and a miss at strike 1 by Ashton Roth. And Clara Edwards had her way out in front. It's 0-1. 1 down, nobody on. Clay Center again leads here 1-0. Edwards rocks into motion. The 0-1 pitch. Ground ball, third base, but foul. Fief covering that lineup. Got her glove across the line, and it was still beyond it, so well foul on the ground ball to that left side. Count is 0-2. Lady Tigers defensively have played a very clean doubleheader thus far with 1 down and nobody on. The 0-2 from Edwards. Fouled up and out right side. It'll go over onto the junior varsity field. So Clara Edwards looking for her 7th strikeout. The Lady Tigers looking for a doubleheader sweep. Both would be shutouts if they can close the door here in the 7th. Tiger baseball taking a 4-1 lead in that last frame. We'll get you over there in a moment. Pop up to the right side. Hamill drifting back and will field it on the outfield grass, calling off Jaden Crimmins for the play. There's 2 down. Emma Wildman will be the batter. Lady Tigers 1 out away from the sweep and going to 10-0 to start this year. Lady Tigers will be back in action a week from today after hosting their doubleheader tonight against the Cowgirls. There's a pop-up left side. Haley Franson underneath of it for the ball game, and there it is. Clay Center wins 1-0 in game number 2. Clara Edwards strikes out 6. The Lady Tigers got their 1 run back in the 2nd. They threatened throughout, had base runners, the bases full in the 1st. They had runners at 2nd and 3rd in the 3rd, but both those times with 2 outs. But in the 2nd inning, Lexi Leiby walked, was sacrificed to second base, and then would come around and score on a throwing error. And the Lady Tigers win it with that 1 run. And 1-0 is your final. Lady Tigers are 10-0 on the year. Let's take you back over to Campbell Field now. Tiger baseball trying to get to the sweep against the Cowboys as well.
All right, Rock, thanks. 1 out now and a 2-2 count to Becker. Nobody on. 1 down. Becker, the second batter this inning. McDonald fanned the first one. Clay Center up 4-1 here, top of the 6th. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and that's back-to-back Ks for Keegan McDonald, and I think I have him for 6th. Since he's come in, he's thrown very, very well.
Well, he's not at that point yet where he's just going to overpower guys, but he fields the position well, and he's accurate. He's not going to walk a lot of batters. So those two, in another couple of years where the power keeps coming, that'll add another aspect to his ability to pitch.
First pitch to Scott, the left fielder, who made an outstanding play.
Great catch.
Fouled back, so early 0-1. Pitch in, that's fouled away, 0-2 now. As McDonald trying to go 3 up, 3 down, 3 Ks.
I'd like to see him spike a curveball here.
He's thrown a couple, and he's hit on one. He missed his last one he tried. He went a little high with it. There's one. There you go. 2-2, and that's going to set Meeks down looking as we head to the bottom of the 6th. 3 up, 3 down, 3 Ks for Keegan McDonald. Midway through the 6th, Clay Center leads 4-1 when we come back.
The Radiology Department at Clay County Medical Center offers state-of-the-art imaging services. Whether you need an MRI, CT, ultrasound, mammography, or an X-ray, our digital imaging capabilities will exceed your expectations. Our CT is equipped with low-dose software, which reduces radiation by 30 to 50%. Our highly trained staff focuses on providing the most positive patient experience possible. Call 632-2144 to schedule your next appointment. Clay County Medical Center. Our family caring for yours.
Life is full of emergencies. You need an emergency fund to make sure you are covered when you need it the most. Your emergency fund must be easily accessible, but that doesn't mean it has to sit in a low or non-earning account. Hi, this is Mackenzie with Citizens National Bank. Our money market account allows you to access your emergency account every month while earning a higher interest amount than a normal savings account. And we've increased our rates. Come see us to start earning more on your emergency stash today. The Citizens National Bank, member FDIC.
Back at Campbell Field, Phil Casper along with Sean McDonald, studio engineers Bernie Fansella. Again, you heard Rocky Downing with the Clay Center Lady Tigers softball sweep of Abilene. They win Game 2, 1-0. Here, this game was 1-1 forever, and then a 3-run fifth by the Tigers. They lead 4-1 as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised when we come back out if they bring Will back in to close that, just because he's got pitches left, and then you've got everybody ready to go to Riley County on Thursday.
Good point, and you may be right. So Will Rosenau will lead off, Skylar Merritt on deck. Will Rosenau has tagged the ball pretty well today as well. Hit the double in the second inning and then got thrown out coming home. Very close play. Pitch into Will low. That's ball 2. So Skylar Merritt will be on deck. Brady Glaves in the hole, and Brady has really hit the ball well today. 2-0 pitch to Will, inside, ball 3.
But Brady Glaves is as streaky as it gets. I watched him last summer. He went through a 2-week period where you could not get him out. I don't care what you threw and who you threw.
Well, we've watched a 2-game period where you haven't been able to get him out today. He has played very, very well in both of these games, and he is, Glaves is hitting in the 9 slot. So what's that tell you?
Yeah.
Pitch to Will. That's a hard grounder to short. Charges it, comes up, throws to first for out number 1. And we've watched Abilene set back on those balls, but shortstop may have learned a little something there.
If you stay back on it, you're taking your life in your own hands, because you don't want to give that dirt a chance to bite you.
So Skylar Merritt comes up. Skylar started the game pitching, went 2 pretty good innings, and then just struggled, and has since struggled at the plate. And
well, we're trying to pull pitches that are on the outside part of the plate.
Yeah, exactly.
Just go with it and take what's being thrown up there. That you're going to be a lot more successful.
That was well outside, and he was trying to pull that, and not even close. Now he'll show bunt with 0-1, and he lays down a beauty. Merritt down the first base line, and he is going to be in easily. What a bunt by Skylar Merritt. Wow. Cope went down hard trying to make a play on that ball, and umpire out to check on him, and Cope waves him off, says he's fine, but he went down awful funny. What a bunt by Merritt.
That was beautifully placed. Well, like we were talking earlier, he brought that third baseman into the game, too. Cope's the one that ended up getting over there to it, but I don't think either one of them were going to get him. And not that Skyler's blazing fast. It was just well placed.
Will Rosenau heads to the bullpen. Probably will see him. And now Glaves steps in. This is big because now you've got one out. You put Merritt on first. You've got Glaves, who has the hot bat, in right now. He does watch the first one go by. 0-1 pitch to Glaves. Merritt really playing with that pitcher. And, I mean, there's no prayer of getting Skyler Merritt, but...
Yeah, he's only 2 steps off the bag.
But he was just playing with Cope, and I think Cope just got tired of looking at him, so he throws over to first and still smiling at Merritt, who's smiling right back. And Glaves back in the box. Glaves shows bunt, pulls back, ball 1. So we're back to the top of the order. Jake Ferguson due up. 1-1 count to Glaves. Bottom of 6, Clay Center leads 4-1. 1 out, 1 on. Pitch to Glaves. That's hit to the second baseman. Oh, it goes right through his legs, and again, he's waiting on it. Now Merritt's caught. He's in between. He waited, but he's going to get into third somehow. Gets into third. Glaves holds on first. Merritt hesitated and was really caught in no man's land and realized it and then just bared down and went and able to get into third safely.
That second baseman's going to have to learn. He stayed back again, and again, it bit him on the second out.
It just will not work. So now you've got runners on the corner with 1 out. Glaves probably could have went.
Yeah, he'll steal second here.
Yeah, he will steal. And I saw Coach Ben holding him, sending the signal down to Coach Brownell to hold him. That's going to send Ferguson in.
We're just going to watch the pickoff move here.
Well, and now Glaves is going to, he'll get a big lead.
He might do a delayed steal here, try to score it.
He did this last time. Pitch comes in high to Ferguson. Now would be a really good time. Jake Ferguson 0 for 3 this game. Now would be a great time for him to break out. Ferguson batting .474 on the year. But he's 0 for 3 this game. Pitch to Ferguson, out. Ball 2.
Jake's been a great leadoff hitter for us. I mean, if you want a leadoff hitter, this is how you draw him up right here. He's fast, smart, gets on base, takes his walks, doesn't swing at bad pitches. He's just a really good leadoff.
His on-base percentage is pretty high. He's just struggled a little bit today. That pitch goes in low, ball 3. So now it's 3-0.
He'll be taking this one.
He'll take. Glaves will hold. Still gets a pretty big lead. There's one inside and low. That's going to send Jake Ferguson down to first base. So now you've got the bases loaded. Bottom of 6, couple insurance runs would be nice. Will Rosenau warming up. We'll see him in the top of the 7th.
Well, Swihart's seeing the ball pretty good tonight, too. Even when he's gotten out, he's hit the ball pretty hard.
He's placed the ball, and he's gotten on a couple of times on errors, that's big. He's hitting the ball hard, and he won't quit. You know, he's got some speed on the base pass. So now with the bases loaded, we'll see what he can do here. There's a rip in between third and short. That'll score 1. They're going to send Will Rosenau to score 2. And now Jake Ferguson alertly goes to third. Now he's going to score. Jake Ferguson comes in. He's going to score. And now Swihart is going to try to go to third, but he's going to be out. And the third baseman for Abilene did a nice job of realizing what was happening. That's Moan playing third base, but Clay Center just scored 3 runs.
Left fielder was a hero in the last inning with a great play, and that one there went right under his glove and kept on rolling.
So Swihart will get out, trying to stretch that out at third, and I think he knew that. There's a rip by Moon. That'll go foul. But Clay Center just put up 3, and they lead 7-1. So Moon will step back in. 0-1 count now on Dillon. 2 down, bases have emptied. Swihart just tried to stretch that out. I think he knew about halfway to third that he'd made a mistake.
Well, he thought Moan was going to throw that ball to home plate.
Yeah. And Moan did a good job of just realizing that there was another runner there that he needed to worry about. Pitch goes in high, 1-1 count now to Dylan Moon.
Huge base hit, though. Huge base
absolutely.
Hit.
Pitch to Dylan. That's ripped down the right field line and foul. So count will go 1-2. Clay Center needed a couple of runs, and now Will Rosenau is going to come in at the top of the 7th with a 6-run cushion. And if you're a relief pitcher, you can't ask for much more than that unless you play for the Royals.
Yeah. Oh, my poor Royals. They had to go there.
I love him just as much as you, buddy. Moon, knuckleball. He's going to drive that out into right center. Center fielder over and makes that play for out number 3. But Clay Center put 4 runs on the board in the bottom of 6. They are headed to the top of the 7, 3 outs away from the sweep of the Abilene Cowboys when we come back.
Clay County Medical Center offers an evening and weekend walk-in clinic for your healthcare needs. Their walk-in clinic is open Monday through Friday from 5 to 7, Saturdays and Sundays 8 to noon, and holidays also 8 to noon. No appointment is necessary, just walk in. From colds to minor injuries that can't wait until the next day, they treat it all. Avoid an expensive emergency room visit. Go to the walk-in clinic at Clay County Medical Center. Please enter at the emergency room entrance.
Many seed companies claim to offer the latest genetics, but how many have tested those genetics in soils just like yours? The Oldie Seed Know to Grow research program has fully tested the latest seed genetics in soils that are right in your neighborhood. The Oldie Seed Know to Grow program can recommend the best performing hybrids from technologies like Enlist, Extend, and Liberty Link that will optimize the yield and profit of every acre on your farm. Contact Oldie Seed today.
Well, Sean, the Tigers needed a couple of insurance runs. You called it. You said Will Rosenau would come in. We watched him go to the bullpen and warm up. Thought a couple of runs would be nice. Clay Center plays 3 and goes up 7-1, gives Will a 6-run cushion.
Yeah, and we'll close the door here, and hopefully, and basically every arm we got is ready to go Thursday night.
So 9 batter, 9-1-2 up for Abilene. Moan will start. He's struck out and singled. Will, in that first game, a no-hit shutout. Struck out 10 batters, faced 16, struck out 10. There's strike 1.
I don't think he's done either.
Nah. He has just had such a phenomenal year. If you have not seen Will Rosenau on the mound, you need to make an effort to come out and watch this junior. He is right now one of the top juniors in the area for sure, probably in the state of Kansas.
Yeah, I would say that's correct. I mean,
he is that good. There's a drive into right center field. That is high fly ball. Swihart over and makes the catch. What a play by Dylan Swihart on a dead run from center fielder to call off Jake Ferguson and make that catch right at the 325 mark.
Well, and you want to know one of the things that makes Will Rosenau so good?
That.
The 8 guys that are out here playing defense behind him, too. He knows he can throw any pitch he wants, and typically we're going to make a play on it.
Well, that is exactly what will make a pitcher better, and that is a great point, Sean, and it is the 8 guys, and that is the kind of effort that you'll get from your defense. 1-1 now to Cope.
Well, you look at where Dylan Swihart's standing now, and he caught that ball in front of the 325 sign.
Well, he's standing right in front of 342, and he caught that on a dead run at full sprint at the 325 mark while calling off Jake Ferguson, knowing that Jake is coming at it too.
Yep.
And Jake just hears him call it off and moves. Strike 2 now to Cope. Counts 2-2. Wow. That was a phenomenal play.
Yes, it was.
2-2 pitch now with 1 out. There's an off-speed pitch that is, again, we've used this word quite a bit tonight, filthy.
That was pretty filthy.
And on the day, that is strikeout number 11 for Will Rosenau.
Just not very fair.
No, so 2 down now. That's going to bring up Taplin, who has grounded into a double play and singled. and Clay Center 3 outs away from the sweep of the Abilene Cowboys. Kaplan in. Rosenau fires. Foul back. Strike one.
Well, the other thing, just to prove how solid this team is, the only runs Abilene has gotten tonight is one we gave them. I mean, they didn't. It was on an error, and
yeah, right.
Yeah,
back and it was Taplin who scored the only run. There's strike two. Taplin doesn't like it. I'm not sure where he thought that was. That was a great pitch. Taplin scored on the error in the third inning. It's the only run we've given up to Abilene today.
Yep.
So 0-2 pitch now to Taplin. Rosenau gets the one he wants. Fires home. That misses just low. Was a great pitch by Will.
Yep, nothing too pretty. You're up 0-2. Nobody's on. You don't have to worry about a wild pitch.
Well, Taplin may have been expecting off speed, and Will came in with heat. Just missed low. 1-2. Pitch to Taplin. There's that off speed, and that is just nasty stuff from Will Rosenau, and that is strikeout number 12 on the day, and Clay Center wins it 7-1. We'll take a break, wrap it up when we come back.
Spring is finally upon us. After a long, cold winter, does your home need more than the usual spring cleaning? At Union State Bank, we offer a variety of ways to finance repairs and renovations, including home equity and home improvements. Don't stress about putting a strain on your budget. We have loans with flexible terms and low rates that can help you get that project done without emptying your wallet. Come see us today and get your spring started off right. Union State Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Well, a sweep all the way around. Clay Center Lady Tigers with a softball sweep of Abilene. Clay Center Tiger baseball sweeping the Abilene Cowboys. They win game 1 10-0 on a no-hitter from Will Rosenau. He struck out 10 in that game, faced 16 batters. This game, he faced 3 batters, struck out 2, and Clay Center wins game 2 7-1. This was a game that was 1-1 for a long time before Clay Center put up 3 in the 5th and then 3 in the 6th, and they win it 7-1.
Yeah, they can win a lot of different ways. They got pitchers that can go 105 pitches, and they can piece together 2 here and 1 there and another inning there. They've got a lot of depth in that pitching staff and a lot of good kids playing defense behind them.
Well, and I think you saw that in game 2 here. You start off Skylar Merritt. He does pretty good in the first inning, okay in the second, and then kind of loses it in the third. And then Keegan McDonald comes in, does a great job through the 6th, and then you bring in Will Rosenau with that 6-run cushion who can just light it up, and then you get a play from Dylan Swihart in center field on that first out that was one of the between the play your kid made in Wamego and that one between Swihart. That's a tie for plays of the year right there. But you brought up a great point. That is what makes this team really good, and that is what makes Will Rosenau as good as he is.
Yeah, and every pitcher we've got's that way. I mean, we don't have to hang up a bunch of strikeouts because we've got the gloves around them. And eventually the runs will score. You keep hitting the ball. Eventually you're going to wear somebody down and score runs, and that's what we did tonight.
Well, big wins for Clay Center. It was one that Coach Andy Benn, a little worried about this one. Thought we could get it, but a little bit worried when you face an NCKL team, but Clay Center comes through. They win game 1 10-0, win game 2 7-1. They are now 9-1 on the season. Clay Center Lady Tigers undefeated on the season, so great things happening with Clay Center baseball and Clay Center softball. Again, Sean, I really appreciate it. You're a lot of fun to have along. We'll do it again. I'm looking forward to having you along in postseason.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It is. It's a great time. We do appreciate our studio engineer, Bernie Fansella. For Rocky Downing, Clay Center Lady Tiger softball, I'm Phil Casper for KCLY Sports.